G'day and welcome back to Down the Shed with Byron, where today I'm replacing the strut tops on the VY Commodore project. And the reason I'm changing these out is because driving around my property I've got some clunky in the front struts, and you can see a bit of a gap between the strut retaining plate and the strut top on each side. Tools for the job: some basic spanners, anything from 14mm, 16, 17, 19, ratchet, a few sockets, 19mm, 7/8, 15/16, or 21, 22, 24. Some Allen keys possibly, breaker bar, a pair of multi grips. What makes the job very easy is a rattle gun. You need a couple of strut tops, sway bar links if you're in that process, and some consumables, bit of Loctite and WD-40. And also you'll need some spring compressors or this spring compressor setup, which you'll see when we get to the strut assembly. Another couple of extra spanners, 15/16, 7/8, and a 10mm socket. Starting off by cracking the wheel nuts and jacking up the car. I like to make sure this is level, then I'll throw some jack stands underneath. With the vehicle jacked up now, you can see the difference with that strut top. It's flush with the top of the body of the car. Now, what I'll do with some WD-40 is I'll just spray bits and pieces that we have to undo. So I'm replacing the sway bar links while I'm here. So I'll just undo those. We've got the strut bolts that go to the hub. I'll give them a spray, and give this just a little bit of spray to help it pull out of the clamp there. The first job I'll start by doing is disconnecting the sway bar link. Now, because I'm replacing these, I'm just going to pull that straight out. But most of the time you can get away by disconnecting the ball joint here, which is a 14mm spanner or socket. If that starts spinning on you, there's an Allen key section at the end that you can put a 5mm Allen key into. I'll start by undoing this nut here first, so that way if the sway bar link starts to spin, it's locked out on that ball joint. Now this is a reason why I like to keep the car level. It's because you can get the sway bar link out without having to fight with the bar. With that disconnected now, we can move on to the ABS line. And because we've lubed it up, it makes it easy to pull out. With some multi grips, we'll turn that, and there's two flat sections on this bit of plastic that hold that brake line in place. So with your multi grips, you can grab it and twist it. It'll slide straight out. Try and get it close up there for you for the flats. Hopefully you can see that. Now with those out of the way, let's move on to the strut bolts. So this is a 7/8 or 21/22mm socket or spanner you need for the nuts. And for the bolt heads, 19mm or 3/4. Now these will be tight, so we'll have to use a bit of muscle power or the decent rattle gun to undo those. Just a little tip, so if you are trying to undo them, have a think about where your hand's going to end up. So if that cracks, we smash our knuckles. So use an open palm and push. Keep your fingers out of that line of fire of getting them crushed. Okay, I've hit a little snag. We may have to remove a brake caliper bolt just to make sure we can get this lower bolt out. And again, that's a 19mm bolt, holds the caliper in place. So I'll just pull that out. We'll get that bolt out. With that done now, we've pretty much freed up the strut off the hub. We'll move up to the strut top. This little cap here, most of the time, pops off. We'll undo this 15/16 nut. Now with that 15/16 socket or 24mm, have a hand underneath, just holding the spring or strut assembly, and we'll undo the strut. Now with that undone, just holding the strut still, take the nut off, the retaining plate, and then just feed the strut out gently. There we go. Take these over to the bench now, and we'll disassemble them. With the struts out of the car now, there's typically the common spring compressors that everyone's got in the bottom drawer of their toolbox, which is these ones here. Now, these work, but if you've ever seen that video off the old TikTok where old mate gets his hand jammed between them, you can feel that. So just be very cautious when using those ones. This spring compressor I brought off of the old eBay, I used for my dad's Mitsubishi Triton. I reckon for a home kit, if you're going to be doing springs or struts all the time, it's not a bad kit to buy. If I find the link on the description, if I find the link on eBay, I'll put it in the description. Now, to undoing them, you just put a little bit of tension on those springs with the spring compressors, so either way. So I'll just quickly just do a little bit of tension up on these and just keep your hand like clear of that line of fire where they can take out your fingers. So just take a little bit of tension up, making sure it's even. With the 15/16 spanner or 24mm, put that onto the nut first. Then a 10mm socket. I've used single hex here. Hopefully you can see that. We'll just give that a tap on. Ratchet. See if we can get that to undo. Now I've undone that all the way just to the end, and making sure you've got enough tension on those spring compressors just to make sure that spring's loose inside the strut assembly. Now we can take that nut off. Otherwise she'll be flying off. So let's pull that off now. So it's just a touch of tension there at the moment. There we go. There's the old one. It's not too bad, but when you compare that next to the new one. So with the new one and the old one, you can see the difference in the compression, how it's been plenty of years of usage there. Now you can also see on the inside of the old one how it's split. So we would have had a bit of knocking there. But now it's a perfect time to, if you wanted to, change your springs. This dust boot here, if you needed to replace that, or if your bump stop, which is this foamy thing here, if that's all perished. But literally, we can just throw that straight on. We may have to take a little bit of spring tension up just to get the nut started, but we'll get that happening now. So now we've got enough spring tension on that, you can see what happens. These rotate in. So imagine having your finger jammed in between those two things. So I'll just put that strut top on with the bearing. Now this is a little washer. So it's that concave side facing up. Then put the strut top on. Hopefully we can just get some pliers and hold the strut up. Right. With a little bit of muscle power, bugger, we can pull that up. All right, ready? Get that nut started. Whew. Oh, T-O. So now I'll tighten that up until that sort of bottoms out. Now we're just spinning the actual rod assembly inside that strut. I'll put the spanner and I'll put the ring end on there, it'll be better. And the 10mm socket on. And we'll give it that last little tweak up. Now, have I got that tightening up? No, it's loosening. All right. Just make sure that's tight. And then what we'll do, we'll back off these spring clamps, and that'll be a strut assembly done. Now have a look at this. We've got that spring that well compressed, and that was really easy. And then have a look at these old school spring compressors that can potentially take your fingers off. But what I'll do now, we'll rip that strut top off, or strut top mount, replace that. So have a look at how much easier it is with this spring compressor. Now I'm not a sales rep for it, but have a look. Spring's compressed. I've got that nut undone. Let's take that off. Take the worn out strut top off. New one. Straight back on. Washer, I can't remember if I showed you that in the last little section, but it's that convex side like that. Put the nut on. How much easier and safer is that? Now I just got to torque that nut up and we're done. With the strut assembly reassembled, it's just a matter of reassembly and positioning it in the right place. We'll feed it back up through the top there and get that nut started. So just holding the strut assembly, one arm, get that washer on top, and just initially just get that nut started. Moving back down to the hub and the strut assembly, we'll just position that in. Now this can get a little bit tricky, and sometimes it helps getting a screwdriver or a podgy bar to line it up. With those bolts through now, I like to just put a touch of medium strength Loctite on them. We'll put those washers back on, then the nut, and we'll tighten those up. And then again, we can't forget the brake caliper bolt. We'll get that back in, and I've just put a bit of medium strength Loctite on that as well. I'll tighten that up. And in the same area, we've got the ABS wiring harness to push back in. That just slides in. And then the same with the brake line. We'll just rotate that. There we go. It slides back into place. To fitting the sway bar links now, I like to lube up the rubbers with a bit of red rubber grease. We'll feed that up through the top one first. Now there's a little spacer plate that goes there, holds that down. Put that rubber in there. Now this is a little bit of a debate. You either put it on like that. I like to put it up that way because it allows the bush to roll with that sway bar link. Where if I've found if you have it around the other way, what it does is it cuts into that bush. All right, now with that top one just nipped up for now, I'll just turn the strut assembly so the lower ball joint falls into place. There we go. Put the nut on. Spin that back. We'll tighten that up now. With that all connected, we'll come back up to the top and just give this a quick send. Perfect. Put the rubber cap back on. And there we have it. 30 thumbs up. That's pretty much job done. I'll put the wheel back on, etc, etc. I'm just going to be playing around with the brakes next, so yeah. Hopefully this video helps you out. If there's any other tips we can give others, throw it in the comments. And yeah, if you're interested in any other videos, I'll throw one over here for you, brakes or wheel bearing. But otherwise, yeah, take it easy and see you when I'm looking at you.